What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. You know, it normally helps if I start with the microphone on in a video, but commentary's back. I saw the last video, a lot of the comments. I don't remember if I replied to some of them or not, but it's like, this is why I originally subscribed to your channel. This is what should be on your channel, blah, blah, blah. And then I get a comment like, oh, I was finally able to watch one of your videos now that this is back. Okay, I see how it is. So y'all want commentary? I'll give you commentary, okay? But first off, notifications, but first off, I'm driving Brandon's I don't remember which one this is. I think it's 2013 ICRE, and I'm on Neo 2.0. Neo 2.0 can be found on the Rigs of Rods forum somewhere. Brandon's ICRE not currently available. And I can't remember for the life of me whether or not he's going to make this public or not. So, anyways, I hope you've been having a good day. My day's just been, it hasn't been terrible today. This weekend has been stressful for me. Oh my god, the amount of homework that I had this weekend was just too much. But before I get into those, I do want to explain why commentary stopped, and kind of give you guys an overview as to that. So commentary originally was something that I was just throwing on the channel because as I was getting more and more buses to review, you can only point out so much things on a bus. So I started doing commentary to keep the channel active and, throw that stuff up. So, I did that for a couple of years, and I'm sure some of you, I've moved around a lot. So, eventually, around 2016, we moved to an apartment, and I shared a room with my brother. There's 5 people in the house in a 3-bedroom house. So, obviously, with my brother in the room, recording commentary isn't always the easiest thing. Recording videos was not the easiest thing because I had to respect his privacy, and so. At that point, commentary started to slow down pretty quickly. I still did it, but I just couldn't exactly do it all the time. So anyways, eventually, in 2017, when QISD started, it was just like, you know what? I think this is going to be better for the channel. I'll still be doing kind of commentary, but it'll also show off the company and provide some funny moments or whatever. So at that point, that was just that's why I kind of stopped doing commentary, because it's like, well, it's this is enough for the channel. And I guess I don't want to say I was doing quantity over quality. I don't want to say I was doing that, but I definitely thought that would be the better move for the channel, because it was something different, and that's why I ended up doing that, stopping commentary, and just not really having a reason to bring it back, because QISD videos are enough. I kind of noticed that some videos, some of the QISD videos were doing fairly well, but then there were also some of them that just weren't doing well, because I think to an extent, it's the same route every. I'm a sub, like I'm not driving the same route every day, but it's a repeat, and I think that's why some people don't watch the QISD videos, because it is just essentially the same thing with different commentary every day. So that's kind of why I stopped doing commentary, and now it's just I don't have all the time in the world to keep doing commentary every single day. You know, as much as I like doing these commentary videos, they take up, you know, they take time. Because this is probably, I don't know, going to be 30 minutes or so, so there's 30 minutes out of my day right there. And then the other logic with QISD is, oh, I can do some ROR and get a video knocked out at the same time, you know, so killing two birds with one stone. So that's kind of what my thinking was behind that. And while there still will be QISD videos on the channel, but commentary will start to return. Maybe not as quick of a pace as some of you would like it, but you know, I have a life outside of this. I can't just do videos all day. So that's kind of it's kind of your backstory right there if you wondered why. So anyways, like I said, I've just been bombarded with homework. I had 2 papers due yesterday. I had I had a bunch of just random, you know, big assignments. I had little homeworks and quizzes and just a little bit of everything. But you know, I was I'm taking a history class, so like it's called like Intro to Western Civilization, and you know, we're talking about like the Greeks and the Romans and, you know, ancient civilizations like that, and you know, it's interesting. So each week we have to write a paper. The teacher or the professor would give us a like a little a primary source, something that someone saw or happened, and you know, they're telling their story, whether it be a letter or an autobiography or, you know, whatever the case may be. And then we have to analyze it, pretty much give a book report over it. So write a paper, you know, explaining what went on, talking about tone and settings and, you know, all that stuff. So you know, turned the first one in, and I think I got like a 92 on it. She grades it like the next day, turn it in on Friday, get it back Saturday, like real quick. So then the other part of the assignment, mind you, this was the first week of class. So then another assignment was choose someone who you're going to research for your final project and email me who it is. Okay, so I choose a guy named Leif Erikson. I don't remember how you pronounce his name, but he has an interesting backstory. He found North America before Columbus did. So I thought that would be a really interesting research to do. So I ended up choosing him, and there were, you know, tons of choices on who to choose, but that one just sounded the most interesting to me. So anyways, so I email the professor, and I'm like, hey, you know, my name's Cameron, this is who I choose, look forward to working with you this semester, blah blah blah, whatever. So she sends me an email back the next day, and she's like, oh, that's a really interesting choice, you know, he's really interesting. Holler if you need anything. If she's throwing emojis in there, you know. So I'm like, okay, this is a cool prof right here. Like she graded my paper within a day. She's using emojis in email. Like this is one of those cool teachers, you know. So anyways, we didn't have to write a paper the second week, but we had to write a paper the third week. So. But, you know, I did my assignments, but I didn't get them graded back in the second week. I should mention that. So, because the quizzes are, some of them are, you know, you have to type out answers. They're not multiple choice. But, you know, I didn't get that back. And it's like, you know, whatever. you know, teachers and professors, they have their own lives. I'm not too worried about it. So then I turn in my next set of assignments for week 3. You know, I do my quizzes and write my paper, you know, everything. And I'm like, oh, this paper's, you know, I think I did really well on this paper, and, you know, all that stuff. And I'm going to go over here. Oh, no, we want to go 110. 110 kilometers, not 70. But anyways, so she still doesn't grade him, and at this point I'm like, okay, well, something's up. So anyways, now we're in week 4. I just turned in my my papers last night. I turned in all my quizzes, you know, whatever. Today's Sunday right now, so I turned them in yesterday, but I got an email on Friday, sent to my student email, and it says, your professor for Western civilization has been changed. That's not a big deal. You know, I've had professors change on us for, you know, whatever reason. So, you know, I open up the email and it's like, unfortunately, your professor is now unable to teach the class. Do not try to contact her. We'll get you a new professor by the end of the day, blah, 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 you know, whatever. So I'm like, unable to teach the class. Do not contact her. Like, at this point, I'm like, dang, she got arrested. She's fired, you know, something like that. I'm like, I want to, you know, I want to see what I can find on this. So, you know, do a quick Google search, couldn't find anything. So I'm like, you know, whatever. So, get an email an hour later. They give us a new professor, and it's like, hi, I'm your new professor, you know, here's my contact information, whatever. And I'm like, oh, cool. So anyways, I get an email a couple hours later after that, and it's a similar title. It's similar title to the first email that I got, like something like about your Western civilization course. And it's like, I open up the email and it's like, we're sorry that we have to share this news with you over email instead of face-to-face, but your professor has passed away. And, you know, they go on to explain, like, you know, she was a good professor and this, and here's how to contact anyone if, you know, you need counseling or whatever. But then that really got me thinking. That's like, it's like, why would you say unable to teach and do not contact? Like, I mean, yeah, that's technically the truth. Unable to teach because she's passed away. But it's like, couldn't there have been some other word choices thrown in there? Like, it was just weird. It's like, that's a bad way of putting it, in my opinion. Like, I think we could have come up with something else. Unable to teach. Duh, yeah. So... But apparently it was an unexpected death, and this new professor, I've emailed her a couple times, you know, for help with assignments now, and she seems pretty chill. So hopefully that's how it is. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, shall we say? So. Otherwise, it's just been, you know, here's another thing. I'm taking a music theory class because we have to have a fine arts credit. Now, I'm taking music theory because I played trumpet from elementary school all throughout high school. And, you know, I still play it every now and then. So I'm like, you know, I haven't played it really since high school, so I don't think me, you know, playing in the band would be a good idea because it's hard to go back to playing every day because you lose the muscles that your lungs aren't as strong, and your lip muscles to play the instrument aren't as strong, you know, and it's extremely hard to go back. Like if you just stop over the summer and you're going back in school, that's one thing, but I've, you know, played every day for 3.5, 4 years. So anyways, I decided to take a music theory class now. You know, professor's really cool, all this, all that, you know. But one of the ways that we have to turn in assignments is through this thing called Concept Board. So basically what it is, it's kind of like a project sharing app, I guess. So you put your files in there, and then other people, the way it's supposed to work, you put your files in there, you leave a couple notes about the assignment, and then you share it with other people, and then they put a note on there, about whatever, and then if you have a note, someone else has a note, and you do the assignment, you get 100. Okay, seems easy enough, right? So, first week, fine. Second week, fine. Third week, fine. Again, I'm in the fourth week now. So, I put I share out my assignment, and I comment a couple things on it. I'm like, this is this way because X, Y, Z, whatever. And then professor leaves a comment on it. He's like, oh, this looks good, whatever. And then no one else leaves a comment on it. Now, if you don't leave a comment on it, it's, or if someone else doesn't leave a comment on it, it's 70. You get a 75. So, anyways, someone shares their files with me. Okay, and they say, hey, I was expecting, I wasn't thinking that anyone's going to be able to, I wasn't expecting to get 100 on this, but if you could leave a comment on mine, I'd very much appreciate that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, thinking that they're going to comment on mine. So I comment on theirs, and then I go through and I check out a couple other files and see that they don't have comments on theirs. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to comment on yours, so that, they all get 100. Now tell me why no one responded to mine, which made me get a 75. I did all the work. I commented on all y'all's. Now why isn't anyone going to comment on mine? Because now I just, it's bringing, that's bringing my grade down, that's not cool. So I think that it's kind of a ridiculous concept. I understand why the professor wants us to use this because, working with other people and all this. But it's like, I did all my work. I commented on other people's. I don't think that I should have gotten points off because, no one commented on mine. So I think that's kind of ridiculous, and I hope that doesn't happen again in the future, because he said if no one comments on and you just turn yours in and you get all 75s on all 15 of them, then you get 20 points off of your final grade. It'll add up to 20 points off your final grade, and you'll end up with an 80 in the class. And I'm like, yeah, no, I want to keep an A in there. This is an easy A class, So that's ridiculous to me, and it's I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid, but hopefully people will actually comment on mine when I, next time I'm posting, because not exactly fair in my mind, so. I don't think I've ever been to this school here. It's a weird parking lot too. Too many arrows, but let's see what else has been going on. It's been a little cold here. I know some of y'all are like, when I say this, it's been in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So, I know some of you are like, that's nothing. I'm 80 degrees lower than that. And I live in the desert. I expect it to be, 90, 100, 110, you know. That's what I'm getting used to. I've only been out here a year, but I already got used to it, you know. So, it's been a little cold here, and I know, like I said, some of y'all are going to complain about that, but, you know, then when y'all are like, oh, 80 degrees is hot, and I'm over here in 120 degree weather, it's like, nah, it's not bad at all, like, you know. So, I feel like I had something else to share, but I can't remember what it is now. I reorganized my room. Maybe that's what it was, I don't know. Yeah, I reorganized my room. My mom's birthday was not too long ago, and my grandma bought her a new bed. Now, I have been the only one in the house who has a box spring mattress, and, you know, those aren't exactly the most comfortable things, and I've been living out here a year, so I've been a year on a box spring. So instead of getting rid of that mattress, we got rid of the box spring. My mom gave me her old bed, and she got a new one, so had to do a little bit of reorganizing because it's a little bit bigger than what my bed was. So I don't know when this video is coming out, but when I record, say, question of the month, I'm sure you'll see it. And I'm not sure if I want to do more reorganizing, because I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I need to figure out, like, because I'm still not, you know, I'm still not all the way moved in. There's still, you know, I still have like a box of stuff in my room and a few things that, you know, just don't have a solid place yet. Because, you know, moving takes time, but I'm still not all the way moved, but, or all the way, like, you know, set up, I guess. So, I don't know if I'm, like, going to get a couple more pieces of smaller furniture to, you know, like, I need, like, a bookcase, because I just have a bunch of books stacked up that I haven't read, or some of them I have read, you know. So. But I'll tell you, that bed is, oh my Jesus. Let's see, we went to the Tucson Rock and Gym and Rock Show, Rock and Gym Show, something along those lines. Basically, it's just, there we go. Basically, it's just a bunch of rocks and minerals and cool things like that, that they have set up on display all around town. You go anywhere in town, you'll see tents set up, you know, small little vendors who come from all over. There were people from Alaska, there were people from Ireland, there was Kansas, and, you know, all across the country they came down here to do this. And I'll tell you, there's some beautiful things there. You know, you got quartz, and you got, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm taking a geology class. I don't know the names of the rocks though, but I'll tell you, like, all sorts of beautiful pieces of rock. You know, there was old dinosaur, but like, get this, someone bought a whole, like, half of a dinosaur skeleton. Like, who buys that for their home? A whole, like, you know, we're talking like the foot and the ribs, and, you know, like, who buys that and just puts it on display in their house? Like, I don't know, but that, you know, anyways, so, you know, go downtown to the kind of one of the bigger ones, and they have this whole tent set up, and it's like, it was probably like half a mile, 3/4 of a mile long. You have 3 main aisles, so you can go down one, down the middle one, and back up the third one. So, you know, just all sorts of everything you can imagine. there, and it really was interesting to see. They had some, like I said, some beautiful pieces on display for sale. But I mean, we're talking 20,000 for some of these pieces. They had one piece of like petrified wood going for like 100,000, like no joke. So really interesting stuff, but nothing affordable there for sure. So that was interesting, at least. Let's see, coming up here, when is it? Next weekend we're taking family pictures. But pretty much all of our family, all of my mom's side of the family lives out here in Tucson. My mom's brother, he lives out in California. That's why I was out there. And then my great aunt, she lives in Iowa, but everyone else is here. Here in Tucson, so we're going to do family pictures. We're going out to the national park and taking some pictures there, so that's going to be interesting. And then the weekend after that, we're having, I'm not sure if I should call them family or not, because I don't really know where I stand with that. Now, let me explain this. So my grandma married a guy 5-6 years ago at this point. Really nice guy, really cool. He served in Vietnam and was in the Air Force for, I think, 29 years, if I'm not mistaken. And then ended up working for the post office for like another 20 years or something. Probably more of each, but so really cool guy. He's seen the world. He's he does, he's very knowledgeable on a lot of stuff, and super cool guy. So my grandma has been making us do these 23andMe genealogy kits, so she gave one to my great grandma, she did one, my mom did one, I'm doing one. Everyone's doing one. So she gave one to her husband because he kind of knew what his family history was, but wasn't exactly sure, So he takes one too. Come to find out, he has a whole kid that he didn't know about. Mind you, this was 2017, late 2017 when he found this out. So, it's like, oh, well, so, as you can imagine, he was pretty shocked about that. He's in his 80s now, so it's like, didn't know I had a kid. So, his son, I've met him once, and he's a firefighter or like a fire chief, or captain or something, somewhere in Florida, and his wife does that. They have a daughter, and anyways, they're coming out here 2 weeks from now, because it'll be his birthday. So I haven't met anyone else in their family though. I've only met the son, so that'll be interesting to see what all happens there. But and what do you know? Professor just emailed me back. So, let's see. I messaged her, like I said, about this. I had 2 papers due over the weekend. I had a one like the historical paper due, where they gave us a passage into analyzing it, and that one was the most interesting one that I've read so far. It was about Mount Vesuvius. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard of this, but in 79, in Italy, there was a town called Pompeii that was at the base of this volcano, Mount Vesuvius. It erupted, and as you can guess, there were a lot of people who passed away due to that. But that particular read was interesting because it's the only known primary source, and it's a letter from a guy whose uncle was a scientist and was going to go investigate, but ended up going and try to save some of these people at the base of the volcano. And it was just a really interesting read. It's only a couple paragraphs long. But, sitting there and analyzing it and, thinking about, what was this guy really thinking doing this and, all that stuff. It's just it's a fascinating read. So you can probably find it online, Mount Vesuvius letter or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, this other one that I had to do, like I said, I'm doing this research on this Erickson guy who found America, or who found North America. So the thing was, the assignment was pretty vague. So my understanding was, it said do an annotated bibliography and do research on it, on your person, and blah blah blah. So, thinking the college way, obviously I had to do an annotated bibliography, which, that wasn't going to be a problem, but I thought I had to do a research paper with it also. Okay, now I sent this email to this professor at, what time did I send it to her? I don't know, 3 o'clock, expecting to get a response because she had just emailed us an hour beforehand saying, whatever she said. But no, she didn't respond until today, saying that, oh, you don't need a research paper to go along with it, you just need an annotated bibliography. Thank God I was able to write an 8-page annotated bibliography that could have doubled as a research paper, so, oh my good lord. Yeah, so kind of doubled down on that. I was like, yeah, I'm going to turn this in as an annotated bibliography because there's no specific thing that says research paper, but I think I might have to do one. So the reason she emailed me back is because she was like, oh yeah, who's your person? Because I don't know who anyone chose. And I was like, oh, professor actually put them in the grade book, so because I remember getting a grade on that, so gave us a grade in the person we were choosing, so go check it there. And she apparently did not know that, so helping prof out over here, I need some extra credit, please. Didn't know this was a parking garage down here. It's interesting. Yeah, so that's that. But see, I've got just a few more homework things I need to do tonight. I need to. I've got a couple geology things that'll be. I'm sure that'll be fairly easy. We've got to do some Spanish assignments. Those are due tomorrow, and then got a few more geology things due tomorrow. So. Otherwise, it's not going to be. I don't think I have too much. I have a fairly light week of homework this week, knock on wood, but this is the first week since I started where I'm finally not going to be like super busy with homework, so that's good. But anyways, I can't think of anything else. I've been doing this half an hour. I need to get working on some other stuff. Got some other videos I need to upload and edit and make, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Commentary's coming back. Let me know if you stuck around until the end. And honestly, if you stick around till the end, do you like just like put this on? I've always wondered this. Do y'all just like throw this on and just like kind of listen to it just as something in the background? Like, I'm genuinely curious. I know there were, I don't know if people were joking. I don't think they were, but there were some people who would comment like, "Oh, I put this on and I fell asleep to it. Thanks." I don't know if am I being that boring? Like, I can't imagine. You know, that's what I would personally do if I was watching a video like this. Just not fall asleep to it, but just throw it on in the background and like turn the volume halfway down. You know, not really paying attention, but kind of paying attention. Is that what y'all do while you're watching this? Like, or is that how you watch this rather? Like, or do you actually sit here and watch what I'm doing? I'm just legit curious on that, so. Commentary will, like I said, it's returning. It won't be as often as you might hope, but I'm starting to get a backlog of videos, so we'll just see what happens. I'll try and get these videos out as quickly as possible without delaying any other videos, like, too significantly, you know, so. Anyways, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it, down here where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or I'm not gonna finish my 2 assignments due tonight. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't get raped. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it. And thanks for watching.